Welcome back to World of Immersion. We are here at King's Dominion. This is a park that I've been wanting to visit for a long time. Unfortunately though, this is our last park of the trip. This is day 5 and our final park. This is a great park to end on. We got Intimidator 305, Twisted Timbers, and so much more. So stay tuned. This front entrance area is super nice. I love it with the Eiffel Tower over there in the background. It's super cool. We're gonna head over first to Intimidator 305, of course, the most anticipated coaster here at this park. It is so tall, oh boy. Super excited for this one. Here's their new themed land for this year, I believe. Maybe it was last year. This actually looks really cool. It's well themed, especially for a Cedar Fair park. Wow, this is really cool. The back of the park is so empty over here. We're like the only ones over here. Oh boy, it is time for Intimidator 305. Been wanting to go on this coaster for so long now. We're the only ones. This is crazy. That is so tall. Holy, oh boy. Bags are gonna go in a locker. We will see you when we get off. Intimidator 305 was insane. That was one of the craziest coasters I've ever been on. What'd you guys think?
Great out.
Amazing. Yeah, that was insane. It was really, really cool. We got 2 rides on it, one in the front, one in the back. We were the only people on the train. That was crazy.
We were the first ride of the day.
Yeah, we were the first ride of the day. Yeah. That was crazy. That was amazing though. That was a ton of fun. We're gonna do Flight of Fear next because there's no lines right now and this is right here. Flight of Fear was super cool. That was one of the best indoor coasters I think I've ever been on. It was much smoother than I thought. Really cool theming. The theming is amazing in that queue. And that launch was forceful. It also is one of those coasters that has a separate on-load and off-load, which I always think is amazing. That was fantastic. Huge fan of that coaster. Fantastic theming, great layout. Launch was really punchy too. Highly recommend doing this coaster if you're coming to King's Dominion. What do you guys think of Flight of Fear?
It was awesome. Launch was incredible. Old premiere was good.
Yeah, that was really fun. Next up, we're gonna go over and do this coaster. I don't know what it's called. I think it's Reptilian maybe. Never done a bobsled before though. And this looks really cool. Hopefully it's open. Let's see. I can't tell. It might be open. I'm not sure. And here's their new coaster too. We'll probably end up doing this soon too. But I'm excited to try this. Never done one of these before. Bobsled coasters look really fun too. It looks like it's open. There's people going in the line. So we're gonna take a look. All right, here we go. Reptilian time. Excited to try this. Never done one of these. The theming in this area is actually really cool.
It's cool, yeah. Because I've built so many of these in like... Oh my
God. Reptilian was really cool. Definitely one of the most unique coasters I've ever been on. I've never been on one of those coasters before, bobsled. That was cool though. This area looks so good though. The theming is amazing in this area of the park. The new coaster looks great. And just overall, it's great. It's fantastic. Next up, we're gonna do Backlot Stunt Coaster. I remember watching this coaster a lot as a kid. Being like, that looks really cool. So I'm super excited to check it out. Here we go, Backlot Stunt Coaster. Excited to check this one out. Backlot Stunt Coaster was really cool. Much better than I thought it would be. Honestly, some of the theming was great. And that dark ride, or the indoor portion was really cool. What do you guys think of Backlot Stunt Coaster?
Really good. Good family coaster. Yeah.
Unfortunately, nowhere near as good as what for Bolton would have been if we could have ridden that, but really fun. Cool ride. All right, next up, we're gonna do Racer 75. Classic wooden coaster here. We'll see how this is. We are the only ones in the station here. Let's go. Racer 75 was a lot smoother than I thought. Honestly, one of the smoothest wooden coasters I've ever been on. It doesn't do much though, unfortunately. The airtime's kind of meh, but much smoother than I thought. So honestly, not that bad of a coaster. Really impressed with it. All right, next up, one of my most anticipated coasters of the entire trip. We are going over to do Twisted Timbers. I remember watching this ride when it opened. Looks insane. Cannot wait to ride this coaster. Looks amazing. It is time for Twisted Timbers. So excited for this coaster. I cannot wait to ride one of my most anticipated coasters of all time. We just finished both Twisted Timbers and Apple's App over there. Twisted Timbers was amazing. That was a fantastic roller coaster. One of the best RMCs I've ever been on. Definitely some of the strongest airtime of all time. That was an incredible coaster. I don't think it's better than Intimidator 305, but we will definitely have our full ranking of all the coasters at this park as soon as we get back from the trip. But that was a fantastic coaster. All right, since there's no line, we are gonna go over here and do this car ride. I don't know what it's called, Blue Ridge Tollway. This looks cool. I love these type of rides, and there's no line for it at all, so we're gonna check it out. All right, next up, we're gonna do the water ride over here. Shenandoah Lumber Company. Looks really cool. Love log flumes. All right, and we're already wet, so that means we're gonna do the other water ride now. That one was really cool. Great log flume. Time for the river rapids. We're about to get soaked, I feel like.
The river rapids?
That was a fantastic water ride. One of the best river rapids I've ever been on. They have a little dark ride scene over there. It's a really long ride too, and we got really soaked. That was fantastic. Really great ride. All right, next up we got the Grizzly. Famous wooden coaster here. Apparently it was just retracked a bit too, so excited to see how it runs. Here we go.
Feels real good right now.
That roller coaster was really cool. The retract sections are so insanely smooth. It's crazy. The other sections are a little bit rough, but really cool coaster. Great airtime. Honestly, fantastic wooden coaster. One of the best we've ridden on this trip for sure. All right, next up we're gonna do Dominator over there. Looks like a really good floorless coaster. Super excited to check this one out. Dominator was a pretty good floorless coaster. We rode in the back row and towards the front. I think the back row was amazing. Front row was all right. You feel that drop a lot more in the back. One of my favorite floorless coasters though. That was really fun. Next up, we're doing this little tiny family wooden coaster. I believe it's called Woodstock Express. So yeah, check it out. That was actually surprisingly really fun. That was a cool little wooden coaster. Great family coaster. Pretty smooth too. Great coaster. Their Planet Soup area is really cool too. It's huge. Some cool rides. All right, next up we're gonna do Boo Blasters. Love dark rides. Yeah, exactly, on Boo Hill. I forgot about that part. Thanks, Ben.
Of course.
Here we go. Boo Blasters was pretty cool. Solid little dark ride there. No line at all, which is really nice. Cool, right? All right, next up is Anaconda. Hopefully this is good. I've heard some not so great things about this coaster, but we will see. That coaster was fine. It wasn't amazing. Honestly, it was not as rough as I thought it would be, but the layout was pretty uninteresting and very, very slow. But not as bad as I thought. Definitely smoother than I thought it would be. I mean, definitely not smooth by any means, but a lot better than I thought it would be. All right, next up, we're gonna ride the last coaster in the park that we have to ride. I don't know what it's called, but it's their new free spin. So we're gonna check it out. Last new coaster of the trip. Here we go, Tumbili. This is so sad. Our last new coaster of 5 parks. We ended with another 4 rides on Intimidator 305. And now, unfortunately, the park is closed. They do have short operating hours. It is 5 p.m. So that means that was our last coaster of the entire trip. And what a fantastic coaster to end on. Intimidator 305 is amazing. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for our entire theme park trip. We are done. This was our last park. King's Dominion was an incredible park. We were able to ride so much today. It was completely empty. We never waited for anything at all today. But it was an amazing park. Be sure to stay tuned for all of our other videos from this trip. Be sure to check out all the other ones as well, all the other vlogs that we've already posted at this point. And be sure to stay tuned for those top 10 rides and the reviews of all the parks. Thank you so much for joining us along on our trip this week. This was an incredible week. We rode so many coasters, so many incredible theme parks. Thank you so much for watching World of Immersion. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.